Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope you've had an amazing week. Today, for this episode of Sunday School, we are going to be talking about this question right here: how to get the best finish out of your satin magnet gels, preferably in rose. We'll be using rose today. But these magnetic gels are a little bit different than maybe what you might be used to because of the finish and the actual formulation. So we're going to go over a couple cool little tips and tricks that might help you get the best effect that you can. Let's get started. So the satin magnet gel colors that we have from Kokoist are a magnetic gel, but it is a very, very finely milled glitter that are inside these bottles. So you can see when you open them up, it's very, very smooth. A lot of magnetic gels that you will see are quite sparkly, and it kind of depends on which ones you're looking at. I mean, even within our collection, we have duochrome ones, we have really glittery ones, we have dramatic ones that are really bright and kind of super punchy. These ones are designed to be very, very smooth, sheeny, very much like a satin finish, that kind of nice high shine and reflection, as opposed to it being overtly sparkly. Now, we actually have two collections that feature this kind of finish. We have the original satin magnet gels, and then we also came out with the water magnet gels recently. This is the newer collection. There's a lot of different colors. I've got the whole collection just up here. But the water magnet is basically just another kind of extension of the satin magnet gel. We just named it water magnet because it was a new series. Same finish, same kind of like smooth satin energy. Now, if you ask me, these take a little bit more finesse than it would take to apply maybe like a traditional like sparkly magnetic gel. Because of the smoothness that we are trying to achieve, you have to be a little bit more meticulous. It is really advisable, at least from my opinion, to do these in pretty thin coats, paint very, very thin. And if you need to do 2 coats, go ahead and do that. By doing that, you're going to minimize the amount of kind of streaks that you will see running through the color. Because if you do leave any kind of streaks that you can kind of visibly see within your color application, when you activate it with the magnet, those streaks are still going to kind of show through. So by working in 2 thinner coats, you'll be able to kind of eliminate all of that streakiness, and you'll have a really, really nice, smooth satin finish. That being said, you could stop at 1 thin coat. If, for instance, maybe you've used a tinted builder base and you want to do just a thin coat of this color so you get that tinted builder base color showing through, or even just a regular color base showing through, and then having that magnetic finish over top of it. There's nothing wrong with leaving just 1 thin coat so that you can kind of get the color showing through. 2 coats is going to give you a little bit more of a color payoff. So if you want to just do this over clear and do 2 thin coats, you're going to get a nice full color. When you're looking at the swatches online, these are just the color by themselves on their own. There's no colors underneath whatsoever. So you'll see a really true representation of what you are getting in the bottle. Now, when it comes to activating these magnetic gels, we at Kokoist have 2 different options. We've got the magnet wand and we've got the high power magnet, which is a very, very strong bar magnet. The magnet wand has this rectangular top up here and then a circular side on the bottom, which the circular side you can use to kind of create really cool kind of wavy lines and shapes. But I think most people, when they're purchasing these lines, are kind of looking to create that really beautiful velvety kind of crushed look where it just kind of shines in different angles and gives you different light payoff, which you can achieve with either one of these, really. The main difference between these 2 magnets, what I like to tell people as a general rule, the magnetic wand is a little bit weaker than the high power. Obviously, the high power is higher. So I like to use the magnet wand for shorter nails, and I like to use the high power magnet for longer nails. So I'll demonstrate using the magnet wand, and I'm going to flip my camera downwards so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to do a little bit of a demonstration on how I achieve that kind of velvety finish with the rose satin magnet. Okay, so I've got 1 nice thin coat of SM18. That's the rose satin. And we're going to be following a very simple pattern here. With the 5D magnet, we're going to be going one side, and then from the bottom. You don't want to face the magnet right to it. You want to use the edge of your magnet wand, okay? So going in here, coming to one side, and you'll see it'll pull all the glitter over this way. Create a little line. And then we come to the other side and approach, and it'll kind of open up all that glitter. Make sure you're kind of even. And then when you approach from the bottom, you'll see that it'll start to create a little bit of a focal point right at the base. And you'll see that it gives you this beautiful satiny reflection. Really, really simple pattern, but it works really consistently for me. Now, the other thing I will recommend when you're working with these satin magnet gels is to cure quickly. Work 1 nail at a time. because of the very, very smooth finish of these satin magnet gels, if you let them sit for too long, that magnetic effect tends to dissipate and will reduce. So if you do one nail at a time and cure them very, very quickly, you will retain that beautiful finish that you've created and end up with a really, really beautiful velvety finish manicure. So there you have it, a couple tips and tricks on how to make these satin magnet gel polishes work for you. As always, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, we have our cute little question box right up here. Feel free to drop your questions in there and I'll do my best to get back to you by the end of the day. As always, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your work week, and we'll see you right back here for another episode of Sunday School next week. Take care.